Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to remove tattoos in Photoshop. So I have this photo here, and you can see that it's going to be kind of a little harder to remove this tattoo just based on the light variation. So I'm going to create a new layer here so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. And so this portion of the skin right around here is like a darker version. This portion around here is sort of like a mid-range version, and this one is like the highlight version. And so using the clone tool, if I were to do that, I would have to spend a lot more time sampling. So I would go over to here and I would sample, and then go over here and sample, go over here and sample, and just have to keep going all the way over. And I would have to go to the darker versions, sample over here, and you can see it's not really matching that well, and it's just going to be a lot more work, and it's going to be a lot more cloning. You might see repeatable patterns, which you don't want. So I'm going to show you a different way to do that, and it's a very easy way, and it involves using a standard brush, just your regular brush over here in Photoshop. So I'm just going to grab my brush here, and the one thing I'm going to do is create a brand new layer so I don't mess up my original photo. I'm going to grab my brush and I'm going to sample different areas of the skin. But before I do that, here's the trick. Here's what makes this work, because let's say we're just going to sample layers of the skin. So I'm going to click here and sample and start painting over. You can see it works great, and then I get down here and you can see the kind of a harsher line here. I have to keep sampling just to try to not make it seem as harsh. And you can see how kind of, how bad that looks. So the trick to do this is to mess with the opacity and the flow of your brush. So what I'm going to do is take the opacity down. So the opacity, what it does is automatically just remove the darkness of the brush. It's going to allow the brush to be more see-through. It's going to be more opaque. The flow will allow you to paint a little bit at a time, gradually adding on top of the brush stroke you just made. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those down a little bit, probably around 48, 30. I'm just guessing here for these numbers here. Maybe bump that down a little bit more. And all I'm going to do is do the same thing I just did. So I'm going to sample from the lighter area, and you can see I'm going to make a stroke. You can barely see that it made it. It did make a stroke there, but you can barely see it did anything. And the flow will allow me to continually paint on top. So all I'm doing is doing one stroke at a time. So it's painting over it, and you can see the tattoo gradually goes away. Now here's where the beauty lies, is because now I'm going to go down to this middle range version here, and you can see I'm painting in that part as well, and it's not creating that hard line. And so I'm just going to increase my brush here and continue painting. So I'm going to sample a little mid-range version and just kind of paint over this, do the same thing, and I'm going to get a little bit on her shirt here, which is not a big deal because we can remove that. So again, I'm just going to keep sampling. The main key of this is to just keep sampling to make it blend in a little bit more. So I'm again a little highlight version here. And to follow the contour of the darker parts, I'm going to sample from the darker area and kind of paint along the shoulder, kind of like that. Try a more light version here. And all I'm doing is just painting. If it looks like I can see like a spot where you can definitely see a line separating the colors, then I need to start smoothing that out. So again, I'm just going to keep painting, and you can see the tattoo's going away very easily. And just doing what I'm doing, making sure this blends in a little bit. So right there, now you can see kind of we have that line with the darker edge following the shoulder. So now we need to get rid of the area around where he overpainted. And so I'm going to create a layer mask. I'm going to bump my opacity and my flow of my brush all the way back to 100. And now I'm going to get a black brush. And I can keep it feathered a little bit right now. So I'm just going to paint away where I did that. So now paint away, just keep painting. You can get as precise as you want with this, but I'm trying to kind of hurry this up a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on. Right there, and you can see I painted some of the tattoo back, which all we got to do is make our color white again, and now we can paint away the tattoo. So there we go, guys. That was easy as it was to do that, and it allows you to be more creative with your lighting as well, because maybe you wanted a little bit more darker area over here and the highlight wasn't hitting that part of the shoulder. Now we made it one continuous line, and it looks a lot better. So here's the before. And then here's the after. You can see it kind of, took away the tattoo, but also enhanced a little bit of the lighting. So that's as easy as it was. That's a new way to do it. So if you have something really complex that you want to remove, combining your clone stamp tool and your healing brush with that brush removal option will allow you to remove basically anything from your photos. So hope you guys enjoyed that quick tutorial. Head on over to sleeklens.com for more photography tutorials, Photoshop, Lightroom, presets, and all that kind of fun stuff. This is Jordan from sleeklens.com, and I'll see you in the next video.